On the day, I was angry and devastated.
There are plenty of stories where the bride or groom has failed to show up at the wedding altar, but for Alice and John Hunter, it was the celebrant.
On my wedding day, she disappeared 10 minutes before I was supposed to walk down the aisle.
Choosing a civil celebrant was an easy decision for the Hunters. They're not religious and, like 70% of Aussie couples, they wanted a less traditional ceremony.
She seemed quite professional, and it was a wedding fair at a luxury hotel, so I had assumed that she would be very good.
But as the wedding date drew closer, the celebrant's behaviour was causing concern.
The day before my wedding, the celebrant had a run-in with the hotel staff about her checkout. I had organised a late checkout for her, but she was demanding that I pay for a second night for her, as her and her husband were having a bit of a getaway on my dime.
The Hunters believed by paying top dollar for their celebrant, they would receive top service. But it's a largely unregulated and overheated market, with more than 10,000 civil celebrants available to perform weddings. The cost ranges between $500 and $1,000.
There needs to be some sort of regulation with regards to suppliers coming on.
Wedding planner Jennifer Michael says it's an emotive and vulnerable market, and bride and grooms deserve greater protection.
You see the ones that are established and do it every weekend, and you see those that just do it every now and then as a side job. They can do it, but you can see the difference in professionalism.
A new fee introduced by the federal government will see celebrants paying up to $600 a year to stay registered. It's designed to help weed out the overrun market, and the costs will ultimately be passed on to the happy couple, but not the 24,000 religious celebrants.
This fee will have a flow-on effect. It'll have a flow-on, and in terms of most celebrants will put an extra fee on.
Australian Marriage Celebrants Vice President Gail Nagel believes instead of thinning the market, the fee will force many legitimate celebrants out of business.
Not only is it discriminatory for us who perform the bulk of the marriages, it's very punitive in terms if you don't pay the fee within the prescribed time, you're instantly deregistered.
30% of Aussie couples still choose a traditional church service. St Mary's Cathedral, one of the most expensive in Australia, will set you back around $3,500. St Mark's, where Elton John famously took his vows, around $2,500. By the time you add up hiring a celebrant, a garden, decorations and champagne, the cost is almost equivalent. The Hunters' celebrant did eventually make an appearance, more than 40 minutes late. They paid up and made no formal complaint, wanting to put it behind them. But Alice says their story is the exact reason this fee should be welcomed.
Weeks and months after my wedding, I couldn't think of it without becoming very angry, and it took me a long time to actually get over what I perceived as her to be ruining my day.